the gimmick and wins. From beginning to end, no gimmick. If I rap it, dude, I live it then. And you can't do it, so ain't no need for mimicking. I'm not innocent, I'm on a mission, so let me finish it. Matter of time before they summon the army in. I'm probably on the FBI's most wanted list. I'm probably gonna end up hung like an ornament. I'm on a life mission to abolish all the government.
Look around and tell me what you see, because it's coming down, are you listening? Stop and look, this is what I mean. Yeah, it's going down, it's going down. Open your eyes, the state you're in is a state of mind. Freedom disguise, the state you're in is a state of
Are you ready for this? I've never done a podcast.
What's up? What's up? How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another Liberty Hour. We are back once again. I told you guys that I was going to be doing another one this week. I'm making time for these again because I had, as I mentioned last week, 4 months where I didn't have one of these, and I'm glad to be able to be back on. Go over some stuff. If you noticed last week, I didn't really get into as much stuff politically or sports-wise. I'm not going to be doing that this week either. I will probably start back up next week going over some of those big issues, as there's been a lot going on in the last couple of weeks, and I'm sure there will be more going on next week where I'll be wanting to talk about. So expect next week to be going over some of that kind of stuff. But this week, kind of another like philosophical podcast, going just over some regular life questions and everything. And I'm glad to be back. And who I have on this week? Well, I have two people actually on this week. One of them who has been on the show before, the other who has not. Ironically, last week I had my good friends Ricky and Michael, and this week I had the guys last week. I've got the gals this week. So this week I've got Aleeyah back on once again. She was on a while back, a few months back. And I've got my good friend Kasey on, who is Michael's gal. So I'll go ahead and start. How are you guys doing?
Good. We're doing great.
Cool. Awesome. So let's see. I want the first thing I actually wanted to say real quick is, Aleeyah, I know that last time, we talked a little bit about music when you were on. You have an album, I understand, coming out in December when it comes to a little bit more different stuff with EDM and everything. So explain to me how that's kind of been going for you.
Oh my goodness, it's going great actually. A lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be. But it's going really well, and I already have everything planned out, so it's a matter of finishing it up and releasing it.
What was the, I guess, when it comes to making the EDM, because I know that's a little bit different than what you've done before, how long did it take for you to kind of learn how to kind of produce that, and then what has been the most difficult part of just about the whole process in general ever since you've started this album up?
Well, I'm still learning, so, but, I mean, it wasn't difficult. It's more of just patience. I feel like it's not hard, but it definitely, gets really irritating after a long time.
Gotcha.
Because, just to produce, because before my other album, I'd go in the studio and I'd sing for 4 hours tops, and then they'd do everything else. Mm-hmm. And so I could knock out a whole album in a couple months, but then, now that I'm producing, it's been a couple months and I've gotten 2 songs down. I'm just geez. But it's what were you gonna say?
Oh no, go ahead. You finish what you said. Sorry.
Oh, the second half of your question. What was the second half of your question?
Oh, just what's the most difficult part when it comes to producing the new album that you've noticed?
I think I'm a little hard on myself. I feel like I find a song, I make one and it's great, but then I'm dang, I could sing that better, and then I start over and then I'm dang, I could do that better, and so I feel like it's not getting done. I feel like I just keep repeating myself.
Gotcha.
I guess that's the hardest part.
Gotcha. And then for everyone who's tuning in, what's the plan for the release date on the new album?
December 22nd.
December 22nd, so a little early Christmas present for everyone who's tuned in on that. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, and good luck on all of that going forward. I wanted to go ahead and bring in Kasey as well. How are you doing, Kasey?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Good, good. So how's life been going for you lately? I know I've known you now for about almost about 6 months. We met when we went to that Night Nation run back in Sac back in April, which was really fun. Got to go with Reiki, Aleeyah, Michael, and Kasey on that, and it was really cool. How have things been going for you lately? What have you been up to?
Pretty good. I got a new job at Arden Mall, so right now I'm working at White House Black Market, which is a really interesting store for me because I've never shopped there before, and I was kind of.
Told everyone where you were.
That's Michael in the background, everyone.
Yeah, Michael. I started working there like a couple weeks ago. And it's really different because I was kind of thinking it was just a regular store where you just kind of have to like, do register and like run the floor and just kind of keep everything in stock. But when I went in for the interview, I found out that it's like clientele and commission based as well. So I'd have to learn how to work with clients and style people, which kind of made me nervous. But I had like my first real day a couple days ago, and I got to work the register and style people. It was actually a lot of fun. I was kind of nervous about it, but I think it's a lot of fun so far. So that's what I've been up to.
Talk about the fun.
That's awesome. I'm actually looking at some of the stuff on here. It says that most of the items are mainly for women who are 35 and older, but some of the stuff I see, I see people who are our age wear that kind of stuff too. Do you notice that there's more younger clientele that come in there, or more like middle-aged or older clientele?
Actually a lot of older clientele come in. I haven't really seen any young people. Like, even the people that work there right now, they're a lot older than me, and I believe that I'm the youngest person working there. And a lot of the customers that come in too are, I would want to say, like probably in their 30s or older. Gotcha. But if you look at the website and the Instagram and stuff, a lot of the people that are like modeling the clothes, it seems like it's aimed towards like sort of a younger audience, but we do get a lot of older people.
I was going to say, I think the main reason why it's probably not as many young people, or it's not aimed as young people, not to say all young people don't have money, but I'm looking at, I didn't even pay attention to the prices when I was just looking at the pictures, and woo!
Yeah.
There's some high prices.
Yeah, I can't even shop there. Like, every time I walk by it when I'm in Arden, like, I never see anyone in there, and I assume it's because it's really expensive. And when I talk to the manager, she says a lot of people from like the government go and shop there, like business people. So it's more for like higher end purchases, which is I'm like understandable, because when I walk in, I don't think I'd buy anything in there unless I was gonna wear like a business outfit. But the clothes are really nice. I like them. It's really nice quality, and you can make a lot of nice outfits out of them. But I personally, I don't think I would shop there, like on a regular basis.
Right. If you did, I was gonna say, if you did ever shop there, ever did want to get anything there, do you have like, do they give you like associate discount or anything on that, or how does that work?
They do, actually. In total, we get 40% off
nice.
All the clothes in there, which is really good considering the price. A lot of the stuff that I want to get, though, when I am looking, I haven't bought anything yet or used my, I believe it's called I think it's a gratis, where each month you get the employees get like a special discount. So I believe like last month we had like, where we could pick like one shirt, one pants, and one pair of shoes, and we'd get like 60% off of it or something. So it changes each month, and they're pretty good deals. But,
about $500.
Oh, Michael's wanting me to tell you.
Go ahead.
My commission on a couple days ago. So when I first started the job, which was a few weeks ago, I was thinking that I probably wasn't going to be able to sell anything, because it's kind of one of those jobs you kind of have to like talk to the customers and try to help them pick out what to wear and stuff, and convince them to buy things. So that's kind of like your job, you want to make sales. And so I was thinking I'd be really bad at that, because I'm not very good at I don't want to say like we don't like push people to buy things, but you kind of have to have a way of talking to people to make them want to make a nice purchase. Mm-hmm. And so I actually I sold a woman like 3 blazers and 3 pair of pants, and I made $500 in sales that day.
Nice.
So because I don't know what's the amount of money you have to make to get like a bonus, but my coworker told me, she was like, that's a bonus. And so I was really happy about that because I didn't really think I would do that well, but I did make a lot of sales for my first day.
That's
So
my girlfriend.
I was really happy about that.
Now, in terms of like the people you work with, obviously, it sounds like most of the clothing mainly gets targeted more towards, like you mentioned, the business audience or a little bit more of an older audience. Do you notice the people that you work with, are they more younger people like yourself, or are they more like middle-aged or older people as well? Like, what is it like for the people who work there?
They are, they're older than me, I believe. Let me see. I think there's only 12 people staffed, like, working there total, and I believe that's because it's such a, it's not really a busy store, so there's not a lot of people working there, because I think we have like a minimum of 2 to 3 people working there each day.
Gotcha.
And so I've noticed, I've only met like probably like 5 or 6 of the people that work there, but a lot of them are like in their mid-30s, I believe, and they're all mothers. And so they are older than me. I haven't met anyone there that's like as young as I am, but they are older. And I really like working with them. They're all very like motherly and nurturing and stuff, so it's a really nice environment.
It sounds like that you adapted to it pretty quick with, getting a pretty big sale. But going into it, did you feel a little bit, I guess, like nervous right away or anything at all, or were you pretty much like, did you feel like pretty much ready right when you got into it?
I did feel a little nervous, only because I wasn't too sure how I felt about the clientele part, because my manager was telling me that a lot of people that are like the top shoppers that come in, they have specific people they want to see and to style them. Like, people will come in and they will ask for a certain person, and if they're not there, they will like leave or be like, okay, well, I want this person, I'll come back later, So I was kind of nervous about that, because I was like, I don't know how I would feel about having a client base and like having to be responsible, for like she said, they're like business people, like they work in the government, and I'm only 19, so that kind of made me nervous. Like, I don't think that older people will want me to be styling them or, be responsible for like their outfits or clothing. But so far it's been like really, it's been nerve-wracking in the beginning, but you kind of get used to talking to people. What I was nervous about is like people not wanting my help, and they're like annoyed by me like wanting me to help them all the time. But everyone that comes in, they're really, really nice. So it's really taken the nervousness off me, because everyone's so nice about everything, and with the coworkers, and they help me with everything. So it's been really easy to break in and get used to the work process there.
Is it more? Are you more part-time, or are you full-time? And then what are the shifts kind of like there when it comes to working there?
Right now I am part-time, and so usually I've been working like from like 1 to 5, so like in the afternoon, and it's really, really, really slow. So you don't get a lot of customers. The busiest day we had was a couple of days ago, where it was just me and another coworker named Ari, and we were working it. And we actually had a lot of people that day, and a lot of people for them is probably around like maybe 7 to 8 customers at once, because it's also a really small store. So you're helping people like with their sizes and getting them dressing rooms, and also juggling the register. But for them, that's a busy day, and that's not a lot of people. So it's a pretty slow store. But yeah, a regular day is pretty not very busy at all, so it's easy.
Gotcha. Cool. One other quick question real quick before we get into part 2. I don't know how this works, but when you, if you work at the mall, are there other shops that you get discounts for since you work at the mall as well, or just that shop?
Yeah, actually, in the break room, I believe they update it every month, but there is a paper that they put up, and I think there's like different stores per month that have certain discounts. So when I got hired and I was looking at the paperwork, there was a lot of discounts on like food places. So you get like 10% off at Taco Bell or something. So yeah, there are a lot of discounts that change throughout the weeks. So
awesome, that's cool. Real quick, I have Ricky, our good friend Ricky, who was on last week, commenting on the sidebar on my Spreaker, and this is a shot at Michael. If you're listening, Michael, he says, "It sounds more high quality than old Ross boy over there."
How did you use the same microphone? What are you talking
All right, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break, guys. We'll be right back with part 2. We got a lot of stuff we're going to be going over today, so hope you guys stay tuned. We'll be right back.